The attack, Japanese officials in Tokyo tried unsuccessfully to contact the city. Eventually, they had to send people to find out. No one had heard of radiation. People who later reached the city talked of apocalyptic scenes, of a landscape that had been blasted grey, and of thousands of hideously burnt people huddling in shanties, coughing up and urinating blood. Shimiteru Kawaguchi's burns were so severe, he spent the next year and a half unable to move in a hospital bed. Another survivor was Satoshi Tokai. 50 years later, he told the BBC interviewer about his memories of that day.
I wonder if you have seen any picture of hell. Well, something like that. It was just like hell.
Was there anything that looked normal? Even
No.
one building, one tree, one animal?
No, nothing. And I tried to go to the site where my house was. See, my primary concern was how my parents were, how my sister was. I just passed through the site of my house. There was nothing. Flat. And I couldn't find anybody. A few days later, we incinerated the bodies of our parents because, well, I'm Catholic, by religion, and the Catholic custom was to bury the bodies, but, well, there was no way of burying, at that time. Why, everything was destroyed.
That same night, President Truman went on American national radio. He didn't mention what had happened in Nagasaki, but he issued a warning.
The Japanese have seen what our atomic bomb can do. They can foresee what it will do in the future. The world will note that the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, a military base. That was because we wished in the first attack to avoid, insofar as possible, the killing of civilians. But that attack is only a warning of things to come. If Japan does not surrender, bombs will have to be dropped on her war industries, and unfortunately, thousands of civilian lives will be lost.
6 days later, Japan surrendered. 70,000 people died in Nagasaki on the 9th of August, and in the months that followed, 140,000 died in Hiroshima. A nuclear weapon has not been used in wartime since.
That edition of Witness History was written and presented by Luis Hidalgo. And in tomorrow's program, we'll bring you the remarkable story of how a young American woman played a vital part in writing Japan's post-war constitution.
This is the BBC World Service asking, what will it take to vaccinate the world against COVID-19?
It's probably going to take 2 to 3 years for the whole world to get vaccinated.
I'm Sandra Canthal. In this two-part series, you'll hear about the enormous challenge, which comes with a host of practical problems.
Vaccines, money and politics. Tuesday at 1:30 and 8 GMT.